Welcome back to another session of Keeping It Simple with Prashant Rajore. Hmm. It has been a week of knowledge. Gurdev spoke about the three powers hmm, in Hindi and in English, and it was time to reflect, to introspect, to understand, to know new things, to look at things from a different perspective. And though Gurdev speaks very few words, hmm, uh, there is so much knowledge loaded in those words, and there is so much to be reflected upon. There is so much to be uh, thought over. So it was very nice, spending some time reflecting. He spoke about the three powers. The first power is the Ichha Shakti, the second is Jnanak Shakti, and the third is Kriya Shakti. Mm. So various aspects of it and very insightful. Mm. Hope you got an opportunity to attend those programs. If not, sooner or later the video recordings of these talks will come out. Uh, I have just got a request from Dhruv, so he will be joining us any moment. So it was nice reflecting about all the aspects of the various powers we have. And oh, Dhruv is here. I was going to say something else, but Dhruv is here, so we can start also. Dhruv, I am ready. Are you ready?
Yes, me, I'm ready.
You would like to say something to begin with, or move to your questions immediately?
Where we can move to questions.
Okay.
Oh.
So you are ready to fire, and I'm ready
Okay.
to defend.
Yes. Yes, Bhaiya. So, Bhaiya, this week the first question is how to make better decisions or choices. I struggle to make proper decisions. Please guide.
Yeah, Gurudev has given us Gurudev has given insights into decision making. No? He said, uh, there are two things. One is certain decisions give us short-term pain and long-term gain, and there are other decisions which give us short-term gain and long-term pain. So we can analyze things on the basis of what gives what, and he says you should choose decisions which give us short-term pain and long-term gain. Decisions which give us short-term pain and long-term pain, nobody wants to take, and we very clearly avoid it. And decisions which give us short-term gain and long-term gain do not exist. Okay, so we have to go through pain, whether in the short term or long term. So it is always better to experience that struggle, that pain in the short term, and reap the benefits in the long term.
Thank you, Bhaiya. The next question today is whatever activity I have taken in my life, I have failed. Whether it's seva, career, or personal life, I've lost. How to learn to be successful?
See, it's not that you have failed all the time. Sometimes you have failed. You didn't fail in the studies. You didn't fail in LKG. You might have failed in some college exam, one exam, maybe two examinations. Even in your job, many projects you did successfully. You faced hurdles in some, and you were not able to clear. But if you see, only we humans, we put pressure on ourselves to be successful all the time. If you see, nature is designed for failure. Hmm. See, one mango tree gives hundreds of mangoes a year. Not all mangoes, uh, not all the seeds which come out of the mangoes become trees. 99.9% of them are going to fail. Only one amongst them, if at all, is going to become a tree. Somebody shared a very startling piece of uh, statistics. Even lions and tigers, they hunt. Hmm. They are successful only 25% of the time when they go hunting, not all the 100% time. And it's the same thing with monkeys or Hmm. Every species of animal or plant kingdom, so many seeds go. Even a farmer, if you know farming, if he's sowing corn or if he's sowing wheat or um, rice, not all seeds become plants. He sows, he throws 100 seeds, maybe 10-15 amongst them become plants. Remaining 85% is eaten by insects. Some don't germinate, some don't grow, some give up midway. So the nature of nature is that it is designed for failure. Hmm. We have created a false notion that I have to be successful in everything I do. Hmm. So there are failures. Every we have heard it many times, and at the cost of being repetitive, every failure is a stepping stone for success. So don't treat it as a failure. Even when man went to moon, so many accidents happened. On Earth. So many lives were lost. There were few space shuttles which went into space, and something happened, and astronauts' lives were lost. And after going through so many failures, then man reached the moon. In the same way, this is about NASA. Even the Soviets, before the first man went into space, you should read how many failures happened, how many spaceships were lost in every aspect of life. Every failure is teaching you something, and you learn from that and then build up your story of success. Hmm. People who give up on experiencing failure are failures. But people who say, I'm going to learn from this, no matter what, no matter what effort it requires, no matter what strength it requires, I am going to win over it. If you go with that attitude, then you can learn from every failure and become a success. Okay.
Bhaiya, the next question is how to get over promiscuous behavior.
There seem to be no short term this. One is abstain. Make as much effort to abstain from getting involved with people. And second is meditation. Do regular meditation. And third is grace. That grace happens when we do seva, service. Okay. So when our mind is involved in all these things, it is time to think what I can do rather than what I can get or what I want from people. So give people what they want. Do seva. Go and feed poor people. Go and clean temples and streets. So do seva. So these few things are there. One is abstain as much as possible. Do your meditation. Do seva. And the last is grace. Only through grace and blessings things will happen. So blessings are there. That's all.
Okay. Bhaiya, the next question is why do rivers die? Can you shed light on the Saraswati River and its disappearance?
Yeah, somebody was sharing it with me that in the Puranas it is mentioned that there was an earthquake. And because there was an earthquake, the earth shifted and the direction of the river changed. And that is how it went underground. And that is how it is believed that it manifested in Prayag. So that is that is what the Puranas say. And now more and more scientific evidence is coming. About 4,000, 5,000 years, there existed a river which originated somewhere in Himachal Pradesh and and came down through modern day Haryana, Rajasthan, Kutch, and went into the Arabian Sea. So it did not meet the rivers which form the Punjab, the five rivers there, 5 or 6 rivers there. It was an independent river between Jamuna and the Punjab rivers, the Indus Valley, whatever, all the rivers from that. And it flowed across, and they are finding satellite images which say that that a river existed, and most probably that was the reason for the Indus Valley civilization being wiped out. There are many people saying many theories, and one theory is that there was an Aryan invasion but that theory more or less has been discarded. Hmm. When an invasion happens, there will be lots of dead bodies lying here and there. Hmm. There'll be so they found hardly any skeletons in the entire Indus Valley civilization. That means what? Hmm. Death did not come sudden, and people actually moved out, migrated from there. And the reason for that migration was lack of water. Saraswati provided water to those regions, and when that source of water was lost, slowly people started moving out from that place. Hmm. So there are various aspects, various things, and Puranas mentioned that there was an earthquake, and that is how Saraswati disappeared. So that is in the past. That is one of the reasons. But in modern times, hmm, we are losing rivers because of not being aware of what is the ecosystem which runs the rivers. Now, in a city like Bangalore, there used to be 700, 800 lakes. The number of lakes have come down by half. Hmm. And it is apathy of the government and the proactiveness of the land sharks. They have covered the lakes and built buildings over them. Hmm. So that whole ecosystem has been destroyed and rivers have been lost. In the same way, many rivers which were perennial 100 years ago or 30, 40 years ago, hmm, we did a lot of deforestation and we threw a lot of garbage into the river and all that. And because of that, the river does not exist. It exists only in map. And Art of Living has been successful in reviving so many rivers. So there is a very scientific method developed by Dr. Lingaraju. He was a geologist with the ISRO, Indian Space Research Organization, and through satellite mapping and various techniques of, you know, aquifer management and afforestation and planting a particular type of trees and things like that, we have been able to revive so many water bodies and rivers. Okay, so there can be many various aspects why rivers have been lost.